Good morning or good afternoon, everyone, depending on where you're joining us from today, and welcome to the webinar. My name is Liam Brager from the Business Review team, and I'll be your host for today. It's our pleasure to have with us today Parker Domnick Hunter, who will be sponsoring the webinar, and we'll be discussing understanding and controlling bioprocess variation. Today's guest speaker is Dr. Nick Hutchinson, and he is the Market Development Manager for Parker Domnick Hunter. For those of you that haven't joined us before, or those of you that haven't joined us in a while, I'd like to take a moment just to point out some of the features of the software. We will be allocating around 10 to 15 minutes to Q&A at the end of the session. However, you don't need to wait till then to ask your questions. You'll notice in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen the Q&A function. So please, as your questions do come to you, type them into the Q&A session, and then you've got a much higher chance of us getting around to them at the end. During the webinar session, there will also be a number of polls that will be launched. If you could please answer those polls, we'll give them a minute or two, and then we'll discuss the results of those polls. So without any further ado, I'd like to pass over to Nick. Nick, you should, in a moment, have control if you click on the screen and then use the arrow keys to move backwards and forwards.
That's great. Thanks, Liam, and thanks for the introduction, and welcome to delegates from around the world. Thank you for joining us today.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for that, Nick, and thank you very much for the presentation, and to Parker Domnick Hunter for sponsoring the session. The presentation and the slides from the webinar will be made available, and they'll be available either through us at business-review-webinars.com or through Parker Domnick Hunter directly. We look forward to sharing further presentations with you from Parker Domnick Hunter in the future as well, so do keep an eye out for those, either through Parker Domnick Hunter, or you can find them on Twitter or LinkedIn from us, the Twitter being @BRWebinars. So Nick, unless you've got some other thoughts to leave the audience with?
No, just wanted to say thank you as well to all the delegates for attending and participating.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Nick, and thank you to everyone else as well.